All right. So I'm going to be doing a VOD review on my match versus Atmu. Um, just kind of wanted to give an idea of what I was thinking during the match, what my decisions were, what kind of information I was going into it with, um, the quality of those decisions, look out for any bad habits that I have, patterns that I didn't recognize in the moment. Hopefully this will be useful both for me and for some of the people watching. For newer players, it might serve as an opportunity to kind of see what people are thinking when they play. And for me, if there are any more experienced players watching, then maybe they can critique some of my decisions or like my game logic. So going into this match, I'm not super worried about the outcome. I think at this point I've already won against Tunk and Markle, which were both upsets to me. So I've already exceeded my expectations for this tournament. So I'm just kind of chilling. I've played against Atmu quite a bit, and normally Atmu is the favorite, I think. I lost the last Jack Mirror we did, which was in Combo Breaker. I don't remember what the score was, but I do remember it being kind of tough for me. So right now I'm thinking about sort of my game plan. I'm also thinking about the last time I've played against a Jack player, which I think was Corey. And we, in that match, had just kind of stood in front of each other like some Rock'em Sock'em robots and mixed the mid with down back one for almost the entire match. So sort of my idea here is that I want to force Atmu to have a really clean fuzzy low parry to deal with down back one. And we'll see how that goes. And I am watching at a little bit of a slower speed. We'll do 0.75 instead, just to give me an easier time to keep pausing, because I'm going to pause a lot. Round start versus Jack. I do alternate my options a little bit, but I feel like fuzzy low parry is one of the better things to go for. I'm not entirely sure if Jack can backdash down back one at round start. So I do go for a fuzzy low parry here. So low parry, and then stand up. I blocked down forward two, but I didn't think I'd block it, so I was late on my punish. I tried to go for 2-1, but it gets blocked. Right now I am -2, so I just backdash, and I blocked down forward one. I'm not going to challenge it just because this is like really early in the match. I want to know how the flow is going to go. After I backdash, I see Atmu backdash here. I block down forward one. I backdash. I see the Atmu backdash, so I dash up and I go for a mix-up. This is a mix-up because I could have jackhammered here, and it would have been hard to low parry the down back one and block the jackhammer. And honestly, it didn't even look like I was in range for down back one. I do want some information. So after my down back one lands, I realize I'm not in range to while standing 4, so there's no frame trap here. So I backdash twice. I see him move, so I toss out down forward 2. That was a bit reactive from me. Not exactly, it was more of an assumption than it was a solid decision. But they backdash. Their spacing is, they're not close enough to punish this. You would need a really clean forward 1+2, I think, and maybe that would be too slow. So they dash up, I backdash. I go for a forward one just because I see that Atmu is still not doing anything. So I want to try to make them guess. This is another 50-50, so like this could have been a low instead of this forward one. I'm not sure why I chose forward one here. I think down forward one is the best option because you get more pressure off of it. The follow-ups are better, and it just feels better on block because of the threat of those follow-ups. Both of them will counter hit launch. I already know sort of how Atmu likes to play. They're pretty patient, very smart player. Their game plan revolves around creating whiffs with their strong movement and then punishing. And you'll see that a couple of times. So I already know that that is Atmu's game plan. Either way, I do forward one. I try to check if they challenge afterwards, see if I might be able to get a forward 1-1 later on. It's not as useful as it could have been because I already know Atmu is not going to swing in the forward 1-1 at the wall, which is the only time you would use the second hit. They challenge with 2-1. I try to, so they're -2, so I try to frame trap with down back one, but the backdash is so clean and the whiff punish was very good. So I file that away in my head. I'm like, okay, they are ready for the down back one whiff. I have to be a little bit more careful with my spacing. I didn't know that would whiff there because I certainly would not have been able to make it whiff, and I would not have punished it if it did whiff. So I go for a forward one just because I know Atmu's kind of chilling. I'm trying to just toss out safe mid, see what hits. This one does hit. I mess up my blue spark, and I get Seed Planter instead, which is fine. Seed Planter Oki is honestly easier to use anyway. I do notice that they spring kick. So against Jack, spring kick will make blue spark do less damage. It may make Seed Planter do less damage as well. I'm not sure. But it is pretty risky because if I bait the spring kick, then you're going to get launched or floated or whatever. Um, so I'm thinking about that now. I'm like, okay, later I'll want to use that as an opening because I know that they like to spring kick there to decrease the damage. I mess up my dash on the Oki, even though I did C Planter, which has easier Oki, and then I stand and block Jackhammer. I do a Jackhammer in return because if you do a perfect Jackhammer, it is a frame trap, and it will trade with a 10 frame jab, which Jack does not have. Another spring kick. I go for Oki again, down forward 1 here, learning from my mistake on the forward 1. One thing I noticed at Combo Breaker is that against Jack, there are a couple of moves you really need to be prepared to whip punish, and those are down back 1, wall standing 4, and of course down forward 2 or Jackhammer. Down forward 2 is harder to whip punish because normally if a Jack is using it, they're doing it at a range where it's just hard to reach. But wall standing 4 and down back 1, from inexperienced Jack players like me, apparently, sometimes those moves will just whiff on backdash, and you need to be prepared to backdash that move and then make the Jack player pay. Because there aren't too many opportunities to capitalize on Jack's game plan otherwise, especially if you're a big-bodied character like Jack who can't step Jackhammer. So they do forward 2 afterwards. I think that was a call out on the fact that I like to jab after Jackhammer. Jabbing after Jackhammer beats dash, and it is hard to move around. You would have to dash and then duck, and even then your punish isn't guaranteed. If you have a far-reaching high crush, that'll work. But the risk you take with trying to call out a jab is that if I backdash, you're going to get launched. I don't end up backdashing here. My movement isn't as clean as I would like it to be. I'm not very good at backdashing, especially on P2 side. My backdash is slow. It's not very fast at all. It's something I need to practice. I do miss the punishment forward 2. I think return forward 2 would have hit. I mess up my Jackhammer and I get launched for it, but I am too far away for this combo to work. I think if they had done dash 2 jab, then maybe they would have converted that combo. Block Jackhammer, return Jackhammer. Down forward 1-1 is -10. I do not punish correctly. I go for forward 1. I really shouldn't be doing that, but I did it anyway. They flinched on the high, trying to duck the second hit, so I got them with down back 1, and I go for full crouch sweep. I've been using this a little more often. I use it a lot in this tournament, actually, more than I should have. A lot of people, after down back 1 hits them, they will backdash, and that's because of a couple of things. For one, double down back 1 will whiff, while standing 4 will whiff. Both of those are your frame trap options. If they backdash, all I can do is either wall standing 2, Jackhammer, or this full crouch low. I can also do down 4 or down 1 for safer alternatives, but I kind of wanted some momentum here. So I get it. I get my momentum. I dash up and do mid debug. There's really, obviously this works, but I feel like I could have made a better decision. Maybe Jackhammer is better. Maybe down forward 1 is more consistent here. There's no reason for me to fake a low debug whenever I have this much health. Although on the other side, you could say that maybe Atmu was hoping I would do a debug and then launch me, you know? So it's hard to say if this is correct or not. So I get round 1. I'm still not expecting to win in this match, but I'm also not feeling pressured because I had already exceeded my expectations. At the start of round 2, we both low parry and then backdash. And that's really common, especially against Jack. You want to low parry just to beat round start down back 1. And then you backdash because you want to do something else with that moment, and it's too late to press a button. Because if I did a slow mid there, and Atmu did low parry wall standing 4 or something like that, low parry mid, then my slow move was going to counter hit, because too many frames have been spent on that low parry. I saw the backdash, so I run up for a 50-50. I try to full crouch down back 1. They keep backdashing. Jack has a very good backdash, and Atmu's movement is really clean. They backdashed 1 too many times, so they do miss the whip punish on that. It's a hard move to punish. And I see them dash up, so I try to down forward 2 in response as a keep out tool, but it trades. They tech roll. I just hold back. I'm not great at getting up off the ground in this game. I do need to work on that. I just kind of hold back or tech roll without thinking about it. I tried to do another Jackhammer, and they wake up a wall standing 1, which was the perfect option for what I went for. For the wall combo here, they go for the throw option from Jack. This does less damage than a normal wall combo. The way you get, the way you utilize this throw is from a low hit count combo to preserve the, or to take advantage of the preserved scaling. But it's not a bad option. I don't think it's that much less damage than a normal combo, and it leaves you at a really comfortable range as Jack. Because I have to get up off the ground, which means that you have time to do something. So they see which way I attack, they chase to keep me on the wall. They step again to keep me there. They step a little too far. This axis is, it's off axis now, but who cares? Side step 2 is probably what they went for that. That's why they stepped 1 extra time. That move, side step 2, is +9 on block, so I'm not going to press anything. They 2-jab. I'm kind of in trouble here, just because Jack's wall game is really good, and I'm playing Jack, so I'm a big-bodied character. I will parry, because it beats second 2-jab, and it beats 2-jab into down back 1. Hopefully my low parry was fast enough to avoid forward 1, but I'm not sure. I see them back off, so I kind of chase. Down back 1. Dash again, because I figured they'd backdash. I do another down back 1, because they're not ducking. They're not showing that they want to commit to it. I jackhammer, because I don't want to risk triple low into low parry and death on the combo, but they block it. The jackhammer there is also supposed to fake the full crouch sweep. Last time I did sweep, this time I did jackhammer. It was pretty brave of me to do that. I can't really rewind, but let's see. Okay, dash full crouch down back 1, dash down back 1, and then jackhammer to mix with the full crouch sweep. It's not a real mix-up because you can fuzzy, but it's kind of hard to do, so it is effective. I did disrespect frame data a couple of times here with that, because full crouch down back 1 is +6, right? Dash down back 1 does not happen within that 16 frame window to frame trap. So that's one disrespect. Then the down back 1 is +2, and I jackhammer afterwards, which is another disrespecting frame data. I was basically just assuming that they wouldn't mash into wall standing 2 or wall standing 4, respectively. But this is a pattern that I have of just sort of assuming the opponent will respect frame data, and then I will sort of do the opposite. And that's why I get counter hit so much when I play. I backdash twice because I know I'm getting a little greedy with the frames. I throw it down forward 2 because it feels safe to do. If they dash up, they might get hit. They don't dash. They do a small dash to try to whip punish, which has happened, but they don't bite on it. I dash up, jackhammer. That was staggered. So what I did was I did a dash, down forward input, forward 1. So it kind of looks like I might do a down back 1, basically. I did it a little too fast. You want to do it slower so that people actually have time to react to it. But either way, they block it. I don't duck the forward 1-1. That's because I was still thinking about my whiffed down forward 2. Because I was thinking about that whiff down forward 2, I wasn't in the right mindset to respond effectively on defense. So I blocked forward 1-1. I'm thinking that was a missed opportunity. I dashed up down back 1. Right now I'm trying to catch up on health, so I need to show a couple more mids, a couple more lows than I normally would, to sort of close that health gap. I'm not in, like, I have some time to work with it though, so I could just look for a whiff or something like that. They do debug and it gets interrupted. I go for another jackhammer because I haven't been punished for doing that so far. They definitely could have challenged my frames there, just like before. I backdash down forward 2. The reason for that is jackhammer 2-jab is sort of an immediate timing. But jackhammer backdash down forward 2 is a delayed timing. So if they sort of wait around for immediate timing, see nothing, dash up, then down forward 2 clips them there. Backdash side step 2, just to catch the approach. This is the same concept as what I just did with the down forward 2. I do land the forward forward 4, but I mess up my dash for Oki. I go for a side step 1. This move, I'm still on the fence about this move. I don't use it that often usually. It's 37 frames to impact, I think, and it's -24 on width. Now, -24 is pretty good for a width. That's the same frames as an electric on width. We all know how hard that is to punish. The problem is that it's 37 frames to start at, so it's not like an electric where it's like 14, 15, 16 frames, and then you have 24 frames to punish. It's like already reactable just on its own, and then you have 24 frames to punish. So it's not very good to use like this. However, I do get saved by the late punish, and then because I'm thinking about the mistake I just made, I am not in the right mindset to punish correctly. Forward forward 2 is launch punishable. Let me see the exact frames. It's like probably -17 or something. Maybe it's -16. Yeah, it's -16. and then I'm so late that my 10 frame does not work. I'm kind of frazzled after my whiff into missed punish. So I whiff forward one. My dash here should have been deeper to catch that backdash, but that's okay. I think I messed up my movement here. I get clipped. I do spring kick. I don't normally do that, just to decrease the damage. And then you can see there that I tech rolled into crouch. And I guess that's something they had picked up on. I will do it a lot in this tournament. I do not know why. I don't know why I am always crouching on wake up for some reason. So yeah, I do tech roll into low parry there, which is a mistake. So the way low parry works off of a tech roll, right? If you tech roll, you cannot low parry for 12 frames after the tech roll. So I definitely should have just blocked. There's no reason to tech roll there. And I'll rewind it a little bit. Yeah, so I tech roll, and I try to low parry. There's no reason to do that. I should have just blocked. I do end up breaking the grab. I'll let you on a little secret. I only break 2. If I don't know, if I don't immediately react to which throw is there. Okay, so basically, I can break 2 throws, and I can break 1+2 throws. But 1 break throws give me a little bit of trouble just because my muscle memory is to hit 2. I can see the difference. Like, if you keep throwing me, I will end up breaking all of your throws consistently. But if you catch me off guard, I'm going to hit 2 if I know it's not a 1+2 throw. Like, if I don't see both arms, I'm going to hit 2 if I'm caught by surprise. They went for a 2 break down 2+4, and I broke 2. After a throw break, you are off axis. So I was kind of hoping that I'd be off axis the other way, to the left, so that I could sidestep, because I knew something like that was coming. Unfortunately, I was off axis to the right, maybe because it was a 2 break throw. Either way, while sitting 4 whiffs when it's off axis, I backdash. I should have whiff punished this. This was my round right here, but I don't. I dash up forward 1. I go for a mid just because I have rage, and I do like to dash rage drive in these situations. So I want to showcase the mid. They challenge on the forward 1. The reason for this challenge is because last time I did down back 1 after forward 1, and 2-1 would have beaten me here and killed me. I ducked for some reason. I don't. I was trying to read my notes there. I don't know why I ducked there. I don't remember. I dashed and do rage drive because I was trying to fake that last time. So this time I go for it. Now this situation, I would totally normally either do baseball slide or dash a little bit deeper on the baseball slide so that it hits mid instead of hitting low. But I knew that I'm going to side. So I run up, and for some reason, I am possessed by the desire to hold back 2. And they think I'm going to do debug. So it hits. You can kind of tell, like, they're thinking, what kind of decision was that? I don't know if they're talking about their decision or my decision. I think their decision was understandable. I have no idea why I held back 2. Like, if they hadn't jumped into it, it wouldn't have hit at all. So I got lucky there. Round start, down forward 2. I'm not prepared to punish. So I just do forward 2. I have the habit of just going for small damage punishes whenever I'm caught off guard. Forward 2 is +5 against Jack. If Jack will, well, first of all, there's no reason for Jack to press there, right? No reason for Atmu to press. They're -5. I go for Jackhammer just to see if I can get get it to connect or counter hit trade with jab. I backdash. I do eat the debug. Wasn't prepared for it. Atmu runs up. I'm thinking about debug again, so I just duck. And then I tried to punish the throw that whips. I sidestep and do modified Volcano Buster, but I get clipped by the 2-1. Because I get clipped, I just kind of whip back and I eat the down back 1. And then I go for down 1+2 for some reason and get counter hit by the Jackhammer. I think they either baited this or they messed up Blue Spark. Either way, I spring kick, and then I get launched for it. And you can see me nodding my head, like, why did you do that? That was silly. I think the reason for my down 1+2 there is I was just getting a little impatient, kind of nervous in the moment, and I want to get a big launcher. So I just kind of toss it out. It's a mistake, not something I should do. I tech roll again into low parry, and I eat another crouch choke. This time it is the 1 break variety. I break 2. Right now I'm thinking I gave that round away by panicking, and I should kind of chill out. Down 3. I don't know why. Jack players never need to hit the 3 button, really. It whiffs. I block the Jackhammer. I run a modified Volcano Buster. They break it. I try to whip punish the break. I don't know if I don't know if I knew that was a two jab whenever I tried to whip punish. I'm pretty sure I just saw something whiff and I bit at it. So I do get punished by 2-1. They go for forward 1-1. I down forward 2 under it. That is fairly consistent. There's not okay. So the reason for doing that is because it beats the forward 1-1. It loses forward 1-2. I'm pretty sure. I may be wrong on that, but it also beats forward 1 into any button, so it frame traps as well. So it is a bit of a risky option select, but it works out here. And you can see on their face they did not. They either forgot about it or did not know about that. I do drop my combo, which is unfortunate, and I eat a wake up counter hit kick because I did not react to dropping my combo. They go for it, down forward 1-2-1. I duck and wake up again. I try to punish. I sidestep down 1+2. You can see me shaking my head because there's no reason for me to do that. I don't even think the combo kills. I think it leaves them with like this much HP. Like what high is Jack gonna do that I need so desperately to crush with Atlas Hammer? Anyway, they drop the combo. I get lucky, and then I eat another launcher. That might be a setup, honestly. They drop the combo. I tech roll into the last hit. I should have been ducking. The one time I didn't duck and wake up, and now I'm dead. At this point, I know what I've been doing wrong. I just need to be more patient, kind of pull through. I've ruined my 2-round lead. I've tossed it, and now it's down to 1 round, which is not the situation I'd like to be in, obviously. This round is really important because I know that I need 2 matches versus Atmu's Leo to give myself enough time to adapt. It's really important that I have 2 matches. I'm not as familiar in the Leo matchup, so I really shouldn't be. I really can't afford to drop this round. We're both feeling a little bit of heat, so we both press a button on open. We both go for forward 2 afterwards, and mine gets beat. It may be because of E-trade, or it may be because I was late. I'm just kind of chilling now. I go for Jackhammer. It clips their movement. I mess up my blue spark. Basically did the same thing that they did, except my punish is not as good. I don't really know how to punish these spring kicks. I'm assuming that's launch because they launched me for it, but I thought that whenever you blocked it, I thought it was safer when you blocked it like that, but maybe it's not, to be honest. Anyway, I do 2-1. I dash up for forward 2. I'm just kind of, I really should not have done that. That should have been launched. That was the same reasoning as the down 1+2. So you can see here that 3 times now, at least 3 times, I have reached too far with a risky launcher, and then immediately thought to myself, don't do that again. And then I do it again. And I'm like, please stop doing that. Why are you doing that? There's no reason to do that. You will win if you do not do that. So that's kind of what I'm thinking here. Jackhammer, down back 2. I don't think Atmu will react to down back 2 consistently. I go for it because it's something different than what I had been doing. It's probably not a good option there. Like I just did 2 launch punishable moves in a row. Either way, I forget that it's only +3. For some reason, I think it's more plus than that. So I eat a while standing 1. You see on my face, I'm like, oh yeah, that's not that plus. They mess up their combo, which is very good for me, very bad for them. I duck on wake up again, and then I tried to break the throw, and it was the wrong break. Like I said, if I get surprised, normally I'm going to hit 2. At this point, I'm thinking I'm probably going to lose this match, so I'm trying to think of ways to steal it. I know I need something chunky here, so I go for 2 jab and a throw. And then I go for it down forward 1+3 on the wake up here. I'm not super familiar with my Okizeme yet, still learning it. Obviously, this doesn't work on Atmu, like literally play Jack. I wake up with wall standing 4. Thank goodness I didn't do wall standing 3-2, which is a habit that I have. I really like waking up with wall standing moves. I don't get punished for the down forward 1+3 throw that put me on the ground. I dash up debug. I'm like, I need something to hit. They just happened to do a high, so I got lucky. There's no real reason for me to do that. I should have stayed solid, but here we are. Run up back 2. Just kind of try to catch him with something. I thought down back 1 would kill here. And then I get a little scared. I'm like, oh, I need to close it out. Dash down 4. They are out of here. They are back dashing so fast. Down 4 whiffs. I should have quick crotch down 1 if I really wanted to call it the back dash. I wall standing 4. I think just because I'm nervous and I want to hit a button. And then they try to whiff punish it with a forward forward 1+2/2. I don't bite here because not only does the low not kill, but also I felt confident in the moment that I could react to the low and block it. So I forward 2 punish and I take the game. I'm feeling pretty lucky, but it is what it is, you know? Both of us made mistakes. I'm already thinking about, you can see on my face, I'm already thinking about what my game plan is versus Leo. I told myself to remember to low parry Leo's while sending 1 string, and then mix up my options of backdash and down jab and forward 2 versus back 1/4 from Leo. I know that Atmu is not a back 1/4 player. That's just not a move they use very often. I know that I need to stay solid and take my damage where I can get it. I'm thinking about my past matches versus Atmu's Leo and Ty from Savannah, his Leo, as well as Trizzy's Leo, Trizzy the rapper, who are the only 3 Leos I've played against, really. I don't have very much experience outside of that. So I have a pretty small pool of matches to draw from. I know that versus Ty's Leo, I learned how to deal with forward 3/4. Versus Trizzy's, I learned how to deal with back 1/4. And then versus Atmu, I've learned how to deal with like while standing 1 string and some of the setups from stance. So I see the Leo pick. I'm thinking about all of this as this goes on. I have 2 games to work with, so I'm not super concerned. I'm definitely in a very good spot here. Round start, I know that Atmu has been doing a fuzzy low parry versus Jack, so I decided to test the fuzzy with down forward 1. I also know that Atmu is not likely to challenge my down forward 1. Just not the type of player they are. They do a nice clean sidestep left, and they block. I do another down forward 1 because from the previous game, I realized that I could bully them with down forward 1s because they won't challenge as much. So this is another example of just, it takes me a little bit too long to implement these observations. They challenge after the second one, which I'm okay with. I take a mental note of that. 1, 2, they challenge. I low parry here and stand back up for the 1/2/4. I block Leo's down 2, which I know is +4, and forces crouch. I also know from playing Savannah Ty that Jack can sidestep it very easily. So I'm thinking about that as well. I'm looking to see if they will do down 2 and then down 2, which I can sidestep either direction and kill them. I backdash and eat down 4, which I'm fine with. I do whiff down back 2. I need to stop doing stuff that whiffs on backdash because I already know that Atmu likes to backdash. I'm fine with the punish I take. It could have been worse. I get up and go for a jackhammer for a counter hit. Basically, what I was doing before in that position was that I would wake up. What I would do before is wake up while standing 4. So that's like an immediate timing thing. So instead, I decide to wake up jackhammer, which is a delayed timing. C planter. I go for forward 2 here. I don't know why. I don't know if it beats anything outright. It might interrupt and launch wake up attacks, but yeah, I don't know my OP, so that's why I was just trying something out. Definitely not a pattern that I need to continue. Dash up and block. I see that I don't do anything, so I 2 jab and then I backdash. Atmu bites at the 2 jab, and I'm able to whiff punish their punish attempt, which is pretty big for me. I'm feeling really good now. I have the momentum. Basically, with momentum, you sort of have to you sort of have to get a feel for it, but any big moment like that where I backdashed cleanly and then whiff punished something. So the momentum is more than just a random launcher there because it was on purpose, right? And Atman knows it was on purpose. So it's like a little bit of more mental damage than a launcher would normally be. So it gives me a little bit more momentum. At least that's how I feel in the moment. I have no idea what Atmu feels. And momentum can be useful for both players. So momentum can, if I have momentum, not only could it be in Atmu's brain, they think like, oh, he has momentum. But also in my brain, I'm like, I have momentum. So even if only one of those are true, the momentum still exists. I try to get the wall. I mess up my debug there, and then I don't finish the string. When I do debug, I need to start doing debug 1+2, and then confirming if I somehow got full crouch. That was launch punishable, but I didn't get punished for it because it's pretty rare to see. They do generic low. I know that that is minus. So I interrupt with down back 1. Now I'm +2. While sending 4 to frame trap, now I'm like +5 or something, maybe +6. But yeah, I'm +5. And then I go for a down forward 4, which is only -4 on block. It's pretty good. So I do another down back 1 because I think that they'll be late. Down forward 4 is a quick move. It's hard to react to, so it works. Of course, I am up around, so I feel like the game is. I feel like it's time to throw away my lead. with Atlas Hammer on round start. The combo does drop, so I get lucky with that. I block down forward 2 and miss my punish. I just do it down jab into jackhammer. I'm backdashing, 2 jab, backdash, sidestep 2. When you are backdashing with Jack, I find it's useful to throw out sidesteps occasionally because of sidestep 2. If you sidestep, you can sort of wait to see what happened, kind of react to their dash, and then you hit 2 to force them to eat that, or high pressure, something. They have to do something about it. It's a little bit hard to whiff punish as well. It's got long range and fairly quick recovery. And it's +9 on block, so I go for jackhammer. Nothing has been happening so far, so I go for down back 1. I did jackhammer, I backdash, and then I down back 1 because I saw them dash it. Here I disrespect frame data. I do go under a high with my dash cancel. It was not on purpose. I do full crush, down back 1. I should have wall standing 2 here, but I go for jackhammer. If that jackhammer had been cleaner, it would have won, but it wasn't, so I get launched. On the combo, we swap sides. I failed to duck the high here. I actually, like I said, I'm lacking some experience in this matchup. My first instinct is that this move is punishable. It looks kind of punishable. So I forward 2. And then after I forward 2, I'm like, all right, that's a high. Whoops. The reason I know that's a high, not only because I remembered afterwards, but even if I didn't remember, that's a 3-hit string with some pushback, and it had some force behind it. So it's either a mid, and 3-hit mids are punishable, or it is a high and safe. So I know it's safe now because I did forward 2, which means I know it's a high. And that's just sort of some Tekken logic. This is how strings are designed. And that way you don't have to memorize all of this frame data. You can just sort of look at the context and know that. I get clipped moving. Not all of this can move like Atmu. I crouch too much. I have too many crouching frames in my backdash, and it clips me. So right there, I dashed up. I tried to modify my timing. I waited to see if a keep out move would come. I saw that no keep out move would come. And then I did jackhammer. And this is literally just trying to make jackhammer land. It's a timing thing. I don't know if I'm very good at it. I don't know what it is like to play against my own timing mixes. But it's just something that I do. Backdash 3 times, forward dash once. I tried to low parry, or like flash duck for a high. Like I felt like they would jab. And then I duck in the 2 mids. So I get clipped by both of those. I'm thinking right now that, first round went pretty well. I'm more comfortable than I thought I would be in this matchup. Atmu's being a little passive, not throwing out many lows. I know that the only times I get hit are from my own mistakes, and not because of some sort of forced mix-up situation. I do 2-1 on round start. Interrupts a move. 2-1 has decent tracking, covers quite a few options. I do forward 1 thinking that maybe they'll sidestep or something. 2-1 is only +3 on hit, so this is not a frame trap. It does have the possibility of getting interrupted by jab, but if they jabbed, then 2-1-2 would have launched. Forward 1 on block. I know that I'm not actually sure what they'll do, so I just backdash. I dash up twice and then try to down back 1, but their movement is just so clean. They whiff punish me. They drop the combo. So I'm feeling pretty lucky. I low parry again. This is now a pattern. I've done this almost every time where I get up and then low parry. So I go for my combo. I don't know the Oki here. I thought maybe I would have enough space to do the running tackle, and I did. And then I think maybe down back 1-1-1 hits here, but I'm not sure. It does get spring kicked though, so clearly it's not guaranteed. I wake up ducking again. I don't know why I'm ducking so much, but now that I've noticed it, I'm going to try to stop. P2 movement isn't great. I don't want to get clipped, so I literally just hold back for a while. That looked punishable. I do remember practicing against the move. I don't remember what the notation is for the move. I don't know if it is more punishable than this. I can check real quick. Yeah, -14. Huh. It's mid-mid. It's only +2. Does not seem like a great move. It's 13 frames though, so that's pretty decent. Either way, I knew it was punishable at least. It was a 2-hit mid string. Those are normally punishable. I try to forward 1, and it gets backdash. No punish though. Debug, run up forward 2. I never use up forward 2. I felt like I had shown a lot of lows. So my instinct is to do a low, right? And because it's an instinct, I force myself to do mid sometimes. So I do up forward 2. I figured it's plus at low crushes. I know they're going to be blocking here, so might as well do it. I need 1 more round, and I tell myself to stop ducking so much, because I just need 1 more round. So don't duck into mids. I go for a 10 string. I don't know why I did it. I also don't know the whole string. I just thought it'd be funny. Um, I tend to swap between playing solid and then just kind of being wild. I tell myself that it's to keep people unsure of how I'm going to play, but it's not a super effective strategy, and it requires a lot of subtlety with knowing sort of the mind state of your opponent and what they're able to deal with in the moment. I'm just chilling. So I go for Jackhammer, Blue Spark, dash up for Oki. I go for the. I actually noticed my dash is too slow, and I figured they'd be waiting anyway. They either block or backdash a lot, so I go for the Gigaton punch, which is like plus 37 or something. It's insanely plus. You cannot low parry after blocking that move. So I go for Seed Planter for some damage and a knockdown, and then modified Volcano Buster, which does get ducked, and they do try to break it anyway. I try to go forward 2 to stop momentum, but that gets high crushed. So now I'm just kind of going to see what happens, take my turn. I noticed there was no follow-up to the string they did, so I tried to jab. That gets high crushed. I know they're -4 here, or -3. I do sidestep. The reason I sidestep here is because in my first to 10 versus Future Beats, he would do generic low kick and a wall standing 4 a lot. And I know that Jack can sidestep that. So for whatever reason, in my head, I'm like, sidestep the wall standing 4. I don't even know if you can sidestep Leia's wall standing 4 with Jack. I just get it. I dash up, I modify the timing on my Jackhammer. Basically, if I had done forward, forward, 1, it would have hit at a certain timing. So I did a forward dash, forward 1. Or sorry, a forward, down forward, forward 1. And that changes the timing a little bit, and it can catch people off guard. I mess up my Blue Spark. I don't do the OS for some reason. That would have worked out for me if they spring kicked. I do the classic, which is Jackhammer into a forward 1+2. I don't have the spacing for this to be safe. I think Lego down forward 2 always launches forward 1+2 either way. It's just a bad habit that I have, but it works out, and I get the game. I'm happy with 2-0, even though I got really lucky in the set. Definitely should have been closer. I probably should have lost that first game with how I was playing. I showed a lot of my bad habits in this match. I think overall, Atmu played a little too passive and dropped too many combos, and that's what led me to win. The lesson to sort of learn from this is that, for one, don't get too impatient. You know, if you're feeling impatient, try to force yourself to slow down until that feeling passes. But stay sharp. You know, don't get scared. Don't stop challenging strings if you think they're going to be greedy with their frames. But also, maybe don't sidestep down 1+2. You know, or go for some huge crazy launcher just because you're like, oh no, the match is close. I need to land something. No, like you're more likely to win if you don't act like that. And we'll see a little bit of that in my future matches. You'll see me improve just a bit, and then also slip back into those habits. But yeah, this is game 1 of 3. I'm gonna do 3 of these. I was gonna go over my game with Kendrick, Shinobi, but after watching it, I don't think it's as useful. And also writing out the notes for these, I waited too long to do the match with Kendrick, so I've forgotten most of what I was thinking in the moment. So it would literally just be me watching the screen and then sort of guessing what I was thinking, rather than remembering what I was thinking. So there you go.